This is the third week's vlog that I'm doing. Um, the weekdays are kind of not exactly boring, but I have school, so I have to do a lot of school things and can't really get out as much as the weekends. But I did get to do some cool stuff. I think it was like Monday night. I went with some friends and we went to Akihabara, which is like the anime district nowadays. And we went to a cat cafe, which was cool. Luckily, I didn't have any allergy side effects or anything like that. Yeah, it was a good place. I mean, the cats didn't exactly like me, but I liked the cats. I felt like the cats were not in a great environment. Not like they were being mistreated, just that they were. It seemed like they might have been overfed, just because they were being fed daily, and the customers had the choice to buy food for them, and that felt wrong to me. But I guess if they're doing fine and they're happy, maybe it doesn't matter. But anyways, the next day I decided to go with my friends Danny and Marissa and Colby and Polly, and we all went to Shinjuku, and the girls of the group went shopping, or at least most of them, and then Polly and Colby and Danny and I went to an arcade in Shinjuku and just basically fooled around doing like music and rhythm-based games. It was fun. And I suck at rhythm-based games, so it wasn't the best time, but it was still fun. The cool part about Shinjuku, though, was I got to try out a weird type of sushi. We went to like a conveyor belt sushi place, and at the end of it, I tried out shark sushi, and I'd rate it about a 7. It seemed the taste was good. I just felt terrible getting it, kind of, screwing over an entire species. But hey, at least it tasted good. I'd feel worse if it was me puking because it tastes so bad, but it was good. And then I think Wednesday night it was, I got to go karaokeing with my friends from Warabi. It was me, Jess, Yuto, Shinye, and a new friend, Kosuke, or Kohei. And that was fun. It was really fun. I, at first, was very shy, because I don't think I have a great singing voice, but everyone was really nice, and so eventually I worked myself up to singing more and more songs, and I think by the end of it, I had sung, like, 10 songs, which was great. I do not know the words to a lot of songs that I thought I knew the words to. Like, it's really hard to sing Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. That's really hard. And then Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. Nothing. I got nothing. I just knew, like, the first 10 words, and then I just went, yeah, right, yeah, cool. But besides that, it was fun. Everyone else seems to have really good singing voices, which is awesome. It was nice hearing, like, My Heart Will Go On, and it was actually, really well sung. We we did get back at 3 in the morning, though, which was not great, because it was a school night, but, I've done worse. The more fun part, I would say, was Saturday. Because Saturday, I woke up at 5 in the morning and met up with Ko, and we decided to go to a place called Chichibu, which is a small town in Saitama, which is the prefecture that I'm in. And it's surrounded by mountains and has a lot of, like, rivers and streams and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. A bunch of different, like, amazing views, and it was cool because Ko had suggested this one anime that is based in Chichibu, and it was like, oh, I know that place. That's that thing from the anime. It's cool to see that kind of thing. So yeah, we get on the train. It's like an hour and a half train ride, so we shot the shit and just basically went over and over about how it's hot and we're tired, which both things were true. When we got there, we rented some bikes and went to... Oh god, where did we go to first? We went to like a baseball field, basically. We were trying to find a river where we could swim in, and there just happened to be a baseball field nearby. And I got really cool photos of like the mountains and the river behind the baseball field and stuff like that. It was really cool, and I taking pictures of myself for once, so that was always good. From that spot, we went and we talked to some natives of Chichibu, and they're incredibly nice. You take like the niceness in Tokyo, which is already pretty like, it goes above Canadian levels of nice, and then you add on to that about 5 more blocks of niceness, and that's what you get when you're in the countryside of Japan. Yeah, so we talked to them, and they're like, oh, if you want to swim, go over there, and we definitely wanted to swim because it was like a 95-degree day. And, oh, humidity here gets really bad in the summer. So we go, and we go to the river, and it was nice and really cold, which was a good thing. I mean, my teeth started chattering, it was so cold. But yeah, the river is really, really clean and nice. Very pretty. You would be able to see everything. You could see like, oh, there's a little fish in the river, and further down the river they're doing like fly fishing and stuff like that. It was a cool thing to visit. From there, we took our bikes up to a smaller, I wouldn't say town, more like a town square almost. It was very small, probably like 10 buildings at most. But we got some ice cream there because it was still hot. And then we decided to do we went through this like small cave thing, and I took some hopefully decent pictures of like inside the cave, really cold because, at least according to Ko, he thinks that they made like ice in there in the older times. And so there's like old statues of something or other, I don't want to presuppose, but it's very nice because they got like stalagmites, mites, whatever they are, coming from above, and these very beautifully crafted but worn down statues in the corner. And yeah, little small, gotta say, really, really small, because Ko banged his head a couple times, and I almost did. It's like going through, if people have ever gone through like lava caverns or anything like that, small caves, basically that. And then we decided to get some lunch, and we went to this really nice, it was famous for the town, a pork katsudon place, which katsudon is basically a bowl of rice with meat and stuff above it. Place was very good. If you're ever in Japan and in Chichibu itself, I highly recommend it. There's going to be some images on the screen of the name of it, because I'm blanking on it right now. But, yeah, really good. Pretty cheap. It was like, I want to say $10 for what probably in America would be a $25 meal. Like, it's a good meal. From there, the only bad part of Chichibu is, it's so small that they really only had ATMs for the local banks. So we spent the next hour and a half basically hopping from one convenience store to the next, going, does it accept Visa? Nope. Cool. And then walking 20 minutes in the dead heat of summer. Does it accept it? Nope. Cool. And just doing that until we finally got to a Family Mart, and oh, thank God. It took my card, and so we could keep going. So we went to a train station from there, and from the train station, we went to a nearby town that I don't remember the name of, but it was basically right next to Chichibu. And we decided we wanted to go to another onsen. Except for this one was a little more special because it was like a natural onsen, where it's naturally spring water coming up, and it's natural minerals, and I believe naturally heated, at least. And yeah, so to do that, we went on a 4 kilometer hike up along like the roads. We came across a well, it was probably one of the saddest things I've seen in Japan, and it was like this roadside Shinto shrine, and it looked like it was made probably in the 1940s, 1950s, where it had like metal coverings for it, and the actual like housing was made of concrete, and it looked like it was just a nice little shrine, but it had been so unvisited over the years that it was so sad. Not because I believed in the religion or anything, but because I don't know how to describe it. It's not a religious part of me, it's more of a cultural part of me, like forgetting about the past. And that's like people have come to that shrine and probably believed in something more than themselves there. And to see it in such a state of disrepair where there was like cobwebs all over it and some branches near it, and people had stuffed like garbage and cigarettes inside the opening, and it was like, that's really fucking sad. And then Koa took some water that we had, poured over it, because I mean it was hot for the spirits as well. So from there, we went on and just went through the rest of this nice small countryside town, and I can't say anything other than it was really beautiful. Like, I mean, they had sometimes some scary dogs, but that's any place, I guess. They did this weird thing where they had grapes growing, but I think they tied like the paper, and that was kind of a cool thing to see. From there, we kept walking. Finally made it to the onsen. Onsen was cool. I'd say it had a better atmosphere than the first, in terms of you walk in, shower off, get yourself clean, and then you go to like the natural onsen down these steps. And the natural onsen it's not very big. It's probably 10 feet by 6 feet. But the cool part is it's all natural. You go in, it's supposed to be like, it has sulfur and something or other, and it's supposed to help your body naturally do some shit or other. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but it's supposedly supposed to do that. But the cooler part was they had it in such a way that you were looking from the onsen out and you could see like a waterfall, basically. And so it was just this nice atmospheric effect that I loved. The part that I think they could have worked on more was in terms of the other one had way more choices in terms of bath. Because this one, the one in Chichibu, was basically, you have 40 degrees Celsius water, which is like 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and so that was the only thing you had. by the end of probably 30 minutes, me and Ko were dying of heat because it's hot. And we had just been walking the whole day in the hot sun and everything. So we were like, okay, it was relaxing, we're good. And we had the coffee milk and just relaxed in like a nice side room that they had that I don't think I saw the other one. Oh, and at this place, they also had Ko bought some vegetables because they were apparently very low price. But I bought something called umeboshi, which are these Japanese plums that they basically stick in vinegar and they leave them there for like a year or two. Oh, those things, I probably am the only one who will like them out of anyone in my American friends group, but oh, they're so sour. It's amazing. It's like if you took a toxic waste. You take that and you multiply it by 2 or 3, and that's the sourness of umeboshi. Oh, it's so good. You don't eat it all at once, of course, but you slowly make your way through it. Oh, it wakes you up, and it's like, great feeling, at least for me. That was basically the end of that day. From there, I woke up the next day and went to Kamakura again, except for this time we didn't go to any of the beaches or anything like that. We decided to go to the shrines and stuff like that of Kamakura, which is more what it's known for. And shrines, they had some pretty decently large ones. The cool thing about the largest one that we went to was, once inside, you weren't supposed to take pictures, but I did anyways, because no one kind of stopped me. So I took some pictures of, they had this nice seal over a offering box that I thought was kind of cool. And then if you turn to the left, you could see these, what they used to carry the rich nobles and everyone else of higher class of olden times in, all this gold and splendor and behind bars. And I was like, oh, that's cool as hell. I didn't expect that either. And I actually saw some shrine priestesses, which, again, I didn't expect at all. I thought those were kind of just like a myth. But from there, we went to kind of a side shrine, and from there, I was able to, I don't know if it actually came through on the video, but I tried to get the sound of the cicadas, because the cicadas right now are just, they're starting to come out in force. So that's basically the sound that you hear all the time in Japan during the summer. And so it's kind of peaceful. Some of them can be very annoying in their sounds, but some of them have very soothing sounds that come out of them. Coming from Oklahoma, it's not as annoying as the Oklahoma cicadas. Those things just, their sounds are like the most annoying of the Japanese ones, basically. From there, we went to a really cool place that I didn't think was as old as it was, which was the Daibutsu, which is the giant Buddha statue of Kamakura. And this thing is probably 100 feet tall, and it's made of copper plating and stuff like that. So you come in and I'm like, oh, everything else around it is modern. There's no fucking way that is anywhere past 100 years old. Because it's got copper plating. They didn't have copper plating around then, did they? So we decided to look it up, and we look it up, and it's 1252 was when the copper itself was made. And whew, I did not expect that. Props to ancient Japanese on their craftsmanship. The back of it had these windows, because apparently you can climb through the actual giant Buddha. That was pretty cool. Lots of tourists for it, because it's kind of the main attraction in Kamakura. Yeah, from there, we kind of just went home and relaxed. I mean, I had some more sushi, because I'm addicted to sushi, but hey, didn't hurt me, except for my wallet. But, it was fun. Yeah, that was my week. It was a good week. The weekends, as always, were pretty fun. Hell, the week itself was pretty fun. Karaoke, I really want to go back to again. Yeah, I'm tired and have to wake up at 6:30 nowadays for my classes starting at 9. So I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, guys. Love you. Bye.